Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero, and we're back again talking about some more Ripperverse tractors. Specifically, of course, we're going to be talking about a little bit of Buster Baxter, a little bit of Riley, a little bit of some other weirdos out there that I just feel the need to monetize because I love monetizing their stupidity. And we're going to show that all here today. And of course, before we get started, do not interact, post, or communicate with anybody I show in this video. Leave all your comments in the comment section down below. We're going to start right here with the Ripperverse Comics hoodie, Ripperverse store. You get your short box, posters, comics, shirts, hats, etc. As always, I don't see how anyone could get confused with the ministry. None of these products look like those products. If you get them confused, I'm just going to think you're either ignorant or you're dumb. And that's it. Plain and simple, short and sweet. Moving on over to Blade Devil 2 Chains of Blood graphic novel, sitting at 121k, 32 hours left. I'm sure the campaign will go in demand, but you can choose from multiple covers. You can see some artwork here. You get 69 pages of story and 2 supplemental stories as well. You also get some trading cards for each cover that you get. I backed all 4 covers, so I'm going to get all the cards. You can see all the nice covers and all the nice cards that you will receive. I'm not sure if this cover is still available. It might have taken it out. Just going to check real quick. Nope, it still got 100. Still got about 85 left out of 100 for round 2 of the limited summer wraparound cover. I did get this back when it was first up, so I probably didn't near as much. These are all different cards you'll get. You also get this card if you signed up for the pre-launch and back to physical perk. You can also get things like mouse pads, waifu pillows, whichever character you like, Rain, Luna, or Ashiara herself. You will also be receiving this art print, and your book will be foil cover when you receive it. You can also get Blade Devil 1 as an add-on, or you can go over to this campaign and get it earlier for a much cheaper price. But today, the Alphacore teaser was released. You can see it's been released on the Ripperverse channel and the Young Ripper 59 channel. I know that Mike Partio made a comment about the amount of views that it got, but obviously it was spread between the 2 channels. We're going to take a look at it right here. Going to give some commentary, get you guys a look at the teaser trailer. You can see there's a date down here. Obviously coming from the same studio, Ripperverse Studios, with the same type of animation style as the ISOM number 2 campaign. I'm just going to do this real quick. Obviously, that's the Alphacore base that was shown in ISOM number 2. Now this part here was part of the ISOM number 2 book as well. So as you can see, there's probably about 5 to 6 seconds of gyro. We're gonna just keep that in mind as we go further into the video. I'll bring it up later. All right. So November 6th is when the pre-order for Alphacore number 1 will be live. Of course, we're actually going to go over the reverse memberships as well for a specific reason. Not to really go over the tiers, but to go over the reaction to the memberships. Just have to give a quick shout out though to Bruce, quote, parentheses Flash, usually in the live streams, who wants to tell everyone that he apologizes to both Eric July and the Ripperverse for what he's about to do to their servers on Monday. He's going to F that server up with his massive purchase that he's probably going to make to try to break the servers that Eric and his team claim that the servers are not going to get broken on the first day. They've already been broken twice, and all the fans want to see the servers essentially become broken again. But of course, we're going to also move over to some of my haters, right? Some of the people who hang around, detractors of mine, haters of mine, and also the haters of Rippers, because of course, these particular haters want to get mad over the fact that I call them names because they deserve it. And it's funny when they get upset over it and they decide to, of course, send their goons to essentially disrupt my streaming time. This was in reference to a tweet I made about someone posting pronouns in their bio. So of course this person says all living beings are referred by pronouns. For instance, you go by it or thing because clearly you would be that sort of creature. Is tails. Now considering that you've admitted somewhere in this thread that you are fat, which is probably why you get so mad at me when I call your cult leaders fat, I'm going to tell you, yes, we know you're a dumbass. You don't need to project. You watch the drunken fats, the dumbest of all people. You might want to stop sucking down on their fat and being fueled by soy before you hurt yourself. Which he shows me a video of Eric July when he was younger doing a dance, which obviously the description here was made by someone who doesn't like Eric. And I tell him, I said, I enjoy monetizing your stupidity. Oh no, dances from when Eric July was a teenager. How will he ever recover? Successful band, he's married, successful channel, a successful comic business. You, irrelevant troll who watches fat losers who have nothing going for them but jealousy and envy. Right? And of course, Matthew Kana, who is a huge detractor lately, it's probably some kind of some sort of sock account, right? Because of course this idiot thinks I'm gonna buy a membership. I'm already a member on Eric July's channel. Been so for a little while now. Which he says, what tier are you buying? Real Eric July stats. No, these stats right here are all factual statements that you can look up yourself. This is all true. 7 years of college. No degree. College is a scam, so who gives a shit? Mama had the collections court. Again, if you're trying to make fun of someone, at least learn how to use proper grammar. Don't try to sit up here and try to lecture people about someone else's past that you decide to look up with your weirdo cultist that you like to do. Eric had to settle a copyright case. Okay, so do a lot of people. There's been a lot of people who've had to settle a copyright case in the world. It's not the first time people have had to settle a copyright case. Keeps fleecing pay pigs. You cannot fleece someone who volunteers their money to buy a product. How do you fleece somebody for a product that they received? This is essentially another way of you guys saying that he's grifting. You guys are so weird. You try to use new words now that essentially mean the same thing. Fans are revolting because you found 3 people that were unsatisfied with something that are probably not fans of the Ripperverse. They're probably just a bunch of rando people that have probably never bought the book in the first place. There's another person here. This is the Hell's Only guy. July should be facing charges using a P.O. box as an LLC. It's not illegal in Texas. I already looked that up. So, again, so he's going to get a charge for doing something legal. Yeah, okay. Sure he is. Of course, there's just a bunch of conversations. Your opinion is mine. It's not really an opinion you really have. You hang out with cool people who don't complain about black mermaids. Well, you hang out with retarded people who complain about black men making a successful comic business and who sit there and talk about how a cross above someone's junk is such a fascinating thing for them because they have those type of vibes, if you know what I mean. It made its money just like all the live remakes. The Little Mermaid flopped. It did not make money. It lost money because they didn't account for marketing and the fact that theaters take a huge cut. So no, The Little Mermaid flopped. A 53% drop in purchasers from 1 to 2 is an odd way to define growth. Lost 1,000 membership. These are subscribers, by the way. So again, we're dealing with stupid people. These are subscribers, not members, you idiot. Of course, this is obviously a sock account from somebody. So this is Twitter growth, which from wouldn't you like to know, he looks like he's been growing pretty heavily on Twitter. That's not growing. I see a bunch of green here. I see a bunch of green here. I don't know what you consider not growing, but you're pretty stupid, so I wouldn't expect anything less. But of course, we also have this from apparently gay man triggered by Eric July's video about gay books targeting kids. Don't read them. It's just simple as that. This has nothing to do. This is something that Jeff Holiday said. So we obviously can see that you're a P to the E to the D to the O. You obviously are okay with books having sexual messages towards children. We can see that now, but we'll take a listen to the clip for that. They are targeting them. They're literally in the kids section of the library. You moron. You are one of the people that like to say, I'm one of the dumbest people you know. You're one of the dumbest people on YouTube that I've ever met. Oh, let's hear the great point that Mr. Jeff Holiday has to make about gay books targeting children. You want to talk about how everyone else is fragile and bitchy? You decided to come into my live stream, get mad that you got banned for being a douchebag, and then you called me a bitch after you tried to come into my live stream last week. It was either Thursday, it was Thursday actually, and you tried to be a little troll and you got removed from my live stream and you were sitting up there trying to say that my beard was gross, that I'm a pussy, that I'm a bitch, when it's really just you projecting. I'm sorry that you're full of so much soy that you can't grow a full beard. That's not really my problem. You should probably fix that if you want to take care of that little problem. But for you to sit up here and call anybody any kind of names when you look the way you do and act the way you do, shut the hell up when grown folks are talking. Triggered would mean that he had an overreaction to something with emotions. You, however, are the one that always seems to have these types of overreactions when it comes to emotions, considering you're so full of soy, judging by the way you look, judging by the fact that you're fat. What does that have to do with we should not give children sexual content? This is such a non-argument and such a straw man that keeps getting thrown around, and it's absolutely disgusting that you would even have that to say. The easiest answer is stop trying to sexualize children. It wouldn't be that difficult for someone to just simply say that. Stop sexualizing children, you weirdos. See, again, another thing that really shouldn't be an argument. The simple argument should be protect the children and leave the kids alone. Stop trying to teach them these disgusting things that they should not be taught at their age. I don't understand why people like Jeff Holiday or people like him have this weird position where you should mind your own business. This is how it all starts. You give them an inch and they take a mile. It's very weird that you're be against someone knowing what garbage is being taught to children. But obviously we can see where you stand with that, and it's disgusting. Moving on along to young Clippa douchebag over here, saying Eric July is going in and editing Dixon and Barron's finished work, like how this guy, Maddox, re-edited the Sean edits of this garbage podcast. Because Eric says, surrounding the company of veterans that I edit in shadow. And it's probably not that much editing you probably think there is. I'm pretty sure he's letting Chuck, for the most part, write Alphacore. Like Richard Embry is talking about, he was thinking about picking up Alphacore. No, you weren't. You've been crapping all over Eric's fans and people who could be potential customers for your own comic that no one would really ever believe that you were actually going to buy this book. So you need to relax. Now, Ripper did launch a new membership, right? It's not really a new membership. It's more like a conjunction from his old memberships from ericgjuly.com, where you can get things like 30% off merch, free shipping if you back the highest tier, and you get engagement, right? They want to talk about this hangout part, right? And exclusive wallpapers and all that good stuff. Now let's talk about that. It seems like the wallpapers are part of every single tier, but yet they want to sit up here and focus on the highest tier, right? Now the hangout part seems to be also part of the $50 tier, which, by the way, like I already said, these tiers have been around forever and they've cost the same amount. It's just somehow now these weirdos are noticing because they're Ripperverse members now. Now they want to try taking notice, right? It's very strange how that works. Y'all didn't care before until he called it Ripperverse members. Now you all of a sudden y'all want to pay attention, right? Of course, our usual Buster Baxter has to pay attention because he can never stop talking about Eric July negatively. But if I talk about Eric July positively, it's a problem for these weirdos. They hate when you talk about Eric July positively. They absolutely hate it because they want to be able to fling their garbage around and fling their nonsense around and think no one's gonna be on the defense against a bunch of liars, right? So we have Buster Baxter here. What the heck? Look at this crap. Eric July lists the price of his stupid Mac Club and makes the monthly recurring part the same color as the background of the site to defraud subscribers into entering a monthly subscription without realizing it. Yeah, I don't think that ever happened because literally that never happened. It looks like bull crap to me because I can clearly see it right there. People like you, Dick Masterson, just love to make crap up about other people and you love to not be called out on it. I can tell. It's very interesting how that works. But moving on over to Mike Partio, it says, "Is my imagination or is there a stench of desperation come off the Ripperverse? Seems like the Ripperverse ramped up its marketing campaign up to 11. Well, he's trying to sell Alphacore #1. He's been marketing Alphacore #1 for months now. What's the problem? Let's listen to his video." I don't think Eric is desperate for money in the slightest. That's still an opinion. You're allowed to have it, Mike. We understand. You're very critical of a lot of things, but at least I give you a little bit more respect than weirdo detractors who just literally hate everything about Eric. Now, like I said, Yaira was in the trailer for about maybe 5 seconds. I think the trailer was more focused on Alphacore, considering right at the beginning you saw Alphacore's floating base, you've seen Alphacore members talking to each other, and you've seen one of Alphacore's members punch Yaira in the face. It is a teaser trailer, Mike. It's only supposed to tease you a little bit so that you'll come back and watch the full trailer when the book releases, and it gives you the release date for the book at the end of the trailer, the teaser trailer. That is. But he still sold about 43,000 books. And there were less items available in the second campaign versus the first campaign. Or do people just have short-term memory loss? Again, you are one of those people who are trying to push your opinion like it's facts. Again, I will give Mike more credit because he actually did a more honest review than most people have. And of course, there are people that will sit up here and say that there are no positive reviews, there are no good reviews on ISOM 2, which is just a factual lie. Same thing they said about ISOM number 1, which is also a factual lie, just like the Drunken Facts said I never said anything good about ISOM 1. Meanwhile, if they did any actual research, because they're not very intelligent, they would notice that I have an ISOM number 1 review up on my channel, but that's beside the point. Well, yeah, you would think so, right? You would think so, wouldn't you? Of course, we have Frosty, who I believe animations are 100% a cash drain. Yeah, because they definitely haven't helped sales or anything. People were actually very hyped for ISOM 2 when the first trailer came out, and people literally constantly speak lines from the trailer in live streams all the time because it's memorable to them. A contractor isn't a quote middleman. This is infinitely more expensive long term since Eric now has to pay the salaries and insurance costs of what is essentially the marketing department, which is the same people he already pays. But again, you're a dumbass and you don't know that. ISOM 2's animation clearly didn't bring in more sales, so it's a 100% cash drain. It clearly brought in sales considering he still has the most successful independent campaign for a independent comic book of all time, whether it be for ISOM 1 or ISOM 2. He's done better than everyone, including Ethan Van Sciver. So, and he was the top dog when it came to the most successful campaign. So, as Bruce will point out, there's absolutely zero data that dude has to say whether or not the animation didn't bring in more sales. It's book number 2, which rarely comes close to book number 1's sales, and had a similar hold percentage to Harry Potter, the most successful series in history, which he's proven over and over again, which is absolutely nuts, to say the least. But we'll also look at this, right? Apparently, Eric is doing more false DMCA strikes, even though in the link here it literally shows everyone can judge the book for themselves. He's literally posting a link to the book. You don't think you're going to get DMCA'd when you show the link to the full book? Really, Frog Boy? Are you that dumb? Yes, you are that dumb. Let me answer it for you. You are really that dumb. Right? I'm going to move on to some more stuff. Yeah, again, I already talked about this. He posted it again because he has to keep on hammering this idea that somehow the fees or whatever, right, all of the monthly subscription that people will most likely pay, that they've already been paying, by the way, is somehow terrible. Because people don't pay subscriptions to Patreon for you or anyone else. People don't pay this much for things like OF, right? I'm sure people do, right? But it's all bad because Big Bad Eric July is doing it. Get in here. We're about to go live with more Eric July Ripper for Stupidity. This was yesterday, so it was 23 hours ago. Again, Frog Boy showing that he has to continuously talk about Eric July in order to get views. I don't. Apparently, there's supposedly an ISOM hate Discord. Wouldn't be surprised if it existed. I really have no proof that it exists, so I'm just gonna say take that one with a grain of salt because I don't really know if it exists. New meme reply dropped. Again, Eric doesn't care. 2,000 lines of code, I guess. You talk about a lot of weird things, Dick Masterson, but the fact that you're so obsessed with Eric July's downfall and you've openly admitted that that's what you're obsessed with is absolutely insane. It's absolutely disgusting, and I wish you the best in life because honestly, I don't know what you're gonna do with your life if Eric just continues to win like he is. I guess you're gonna complain about it for the next, I don't know, 20, 30 years, or as long as it's around. Could be even longer than that. Who knows? Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, returning viewers. If you do like this video, hit that like button, comment below what you feel about all this, subscribe for more content. Consider becoming a member of the channel by clicking the join button. For $1 a month, you can become a member on the channel. I would really, really, really would appreciate it. You're never obligated to do so, but it is very much appreciated. Hit the bell for notifications, set the bell to all. That way you get notifications anytime I post a new video or live stream, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace.